Hello, Days of Nothingness vlog number 10. I'm in a whole different environment. Probably wondering what the fuck happened the last few days. I couldn't vlog it. This phone has been dead, and I had the charger wasn't near me, and I've had a crazy couple of days. I need to give you guys a really quick, brief kind of catch up, just so you guys understand what's going on with my life. Okay, so first of all, right, where am I? I'm in the dungeon. I'm actually back at my mom's house. Believe it or not. I know. Let me turn on the light. Um, I know, believe it or not. So really quickly, as you guys know, I lost my job, and I was talking to some people at the shelter, and it was brought to my attention that like it would be a really good, idea for me to go to college because I would have a dorm to stay in, I would be getting an education, and I'll be getting a degree to fall back on at any time during life. They were like, it's like the best like option for like a 19-year-old to do. So I was like, you know what, like it's a pretty good idea. But at the shelter I had met a guy, and so I was just kind of like thinking like, should I go off to college? Should I stay at the shelter, find another job, stack my money, and get an apartment with him? Because even though we had just met, I'm not like that anymore. Okay, I've grown these little bit of days. I swear. If you've kept up with the moon messages, like it's been a transformative week for everyone. I decided to, knowing that this was the wrong decision, decided to stay and stack my money with dude. I knew it was the wrong decision, but it was the more desirable decision. Fast forward now, right? Okay, boom. So he gets paid one day, and he's like, let's go to a hotel room, get some AC because it's super hot in those tents. So we went to a hotel room. We were in the hotel room. We celebrating. We like, hey, everybody get hurt or whatever. I ended up falling asleep. He woke me up randomly and was all like, yo, I'm gonna go get some shrooms. I'll be right back. I said, okay, cool. I'll go to sleep. As soon as I wake up, he walks through the door with the shrooms. It was like the timing was on point. Um, so then he came, and it was a whole big thing. Like he had a lot of like magic mushrooms. So I'm just like, yo. So then like we ended up taking some. I took too much because he took some, I took some. And he started to feel it before I did. I was like, why am I not feeling it? So I took more, and I ended up having a bad trip. Long story short, I ended up having a bad trip. And I felt like the way he was acting, because he was tripping bad. I felt the way he was acting was a big part of the reason of why my trip was bad. So that's why I was trying to get him to like stop tripping so much, to just be chill, because you're causing me to have a bad trip. So I felt, in my mind, I'm like, maybe if I break up with him, the way he's acting won't influence my trip. You know what I'm saying? Like I, because I would be able to have a good trip if I was by myself, or if I was just around someone else with better energy. Honestly, because he was tripping, bro, and he was making me go over the edge. Anyways, so I thought to myself, okay, let me break up with him then. So I broke up with him. No, I said that to myself. I was like, maybe I need to break up with him because I can see that I'm about to go into having a bad trip, and it's because of his influence. So I'm thinking like, maybe if I break up with him, I won't be as influenced by him, and I won't have a bad trip. And he overheard me, and he was like, "Oh, you want to break up? Okay, bet you ain't gotta tell me, try. I ain't getting my heart broken." And like, this dude had a lot of trauma. He had a lot of unresolved issues, a lot of shit that he needed to go through. But anyways, he was like, yeah. He was like, hey, you want to break up, whatever. And he was like, started packing up his bags. I was like, no. Like, I didn't mean literally. Like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, how I cannot get influenced by your influence right now. And all this other stuff. I was trying to explain to myself. He was not having it. And he packed up his stuff and he left the hotel room. Mind you, I'm still on shrooms. And I took too much. And that was only, like, my, like, second time ever taking shrooms. And the first time I took shrooms, I didn't even know I was on them. That's another story. It's a story for another time. And I was scared for myself. So I went back to the shelter trying to look for him, and he wasn't there. So I had no choice. I really didn't want to have to come to like my mom, because I didn't want to have to like worry her and stuff. But I had went to my sister, and I know that my sister was gonna go to my mom. So, but I called my sister and I was like, let me come over your house, let me stay for a while. And then when I got to her house, I was like, I took a lift to her apartment, and I was like, I took shrooms and I feel unsafe, and can you just help calm me down, like, and all this other crazy stuff. And she just helped me, like, she helped me to grab hold of my mind, because, like, it's very important, especially when you're having a bad trip, like, to grab hold of your mind on shrooms. And she also helped me to get the shrooms out of my system. And so then fast forward to like 2 days later or whatever, my mom and those, yeah. So when my mom had found out about what happened, she was like, oh, hell no, like, you can't even handle yourself out there. I do not want you out there like that, whatever, like that. So then she ended up begging, because the reason why I was homeless in the first place was because her man kicked me out. She ended up begging her man to let me stay just temporarily until I could find somewhere else to go, or I could save up money to get an apartment or something. So he was like, all right, fine, whatever. So she actually somehow managed to let me stay until that for the rest of the year. Yeah, that's just hustle time. That's just grind time. That's honestly perfect timing, because we're literally about to enter Virgo season. So it's like perfect timing, because it's like, I gotta get on my hustle now. I gotta get on my grind now more than ever. And so that was kind of just like a quick revamp of what happened after vlog number 9, and that's all that transpired. And now we are here back at my mom's house. I don't have my room. My brother took that. I'm in like this dungeon right now. it's still a night, but they like boarded it up with walls and shit. And now I'm just going to focus on growing my sources of income, you know, just my path towards financial freedom, my path towards gaining abilities, and just being on a mission for God. Honestly, just being on a mission for God. And more shadow work. And honestly, like, that experience kind of forced me into my North Node. Like, it did. Shrooms, you can get lost in your mind. Like, it's dangerous. And then that's how you end up stuck, and you actually end up fucking crazy. Like, people who still think that they're like 15 when they're 89, but they still think they're 15, it's because they're trapped in a certain part of their mind, in a certain part of their memory, right? And they're just reliving it. And like, so I taking like those shrooms, like, it forced me into my North Node. Like, my North Node is in Taurus, the sign of being in the present, the sign of the senses. It's in the 3rd house of your immediate environment, your surroundings. So that experience has forced me to stop following the distant mental chatter in my head. It's forcing me to stay present, stay here. Because when my sister was helping me grab hold of my mind, like, the way I helped myself was, especially when I was on the shrooms and I felt unsafe and I was trying to like keep my composure, the way I knew to do that was to not go in my mind. Like, do not go in your mind. Like, stay as centered as like here, as present as possible. I had to stay as present as possible. I had to interact with my surroundings. I had to interact with my environment and not go into my mind. And I had to catch myself whenever I was in my mind. Like, it became detriment. And I realized when I was on the shrooms that the very first time that I was on shrooms and I didn't know I was on shrooms, this time being on shrooms made me realize that last time I was on shrooms, if that makes sense. That's a whole nother story time though. That was a very crazy time in my life too. But during that time of my life, it also had forced me into my North Node as well. Just without my awareness as much as this time now, as this time I'm very much aware that I'm being pushed into my North Node energies. It's just one of those profound turning point, like a profound events, turning point moments in your life type of thing. So kind of cool I got it on camera. That was the introduction to vlog number 10. We are going to now continue on with our life, and I'm going to take you guys with me. So I am going to see therapy after that experience, especially happening twice. I am going to seek therapy. I called my insurance company, but it's my mom's insurance company, for one, and for two, she doesn't have any coverage because she has to reach a certain, I don't even understand what she even described, but there's something she has to reach, and when she reaches it, then she'll be able to have insurance and get therapy and shit like that. So I'm just like, bro, okay, so how can I find out if I have insurance? So anyways, it's like this whole headache that I'm not really trying to go through. Like, just give me a fucking therapist. Like, BetterHelp online is my plan B if I can't get a therapist in real life. I prefer to have a therapist in real life. I need that face to face. But if I have to, I will just get one online, because I know a therapist would really help me, especially with becoming this new person. We're all becoming new people right now. It will really help push me into being that new person. The chapter of studying and knowledge and just being in my head and internally traveling far distant places to get new ideas from different beings and shit. Like, I just feel like that chapter of my life is over, and the longer I try to stay in my south node energies, my outdated energies of just staying right here alone in my room, studying, making videos and talking about it, like, the more that I do that, it's like situations like this happen to like force me to get out of that. So yeah, I'm taking a whole new different approach to life, as I have to. And I'm just going to be engaging more with people. I'm going to actually just be doing things with all this knowledge that I have instead of just sitting in it, you know. I'm going to take you guys along with me. Yeah, I left a voicemail to the therapist people, because I called the therapist people. They told me to call my insurance people. I called the insurance people. They told me about, I don't even have insurance, and my mom doesn't have insurance yet. She doesn't qualify for it yet. She has to reach a certain bracket or whatever, right? So then I called them back, but then he didn't even answer. So now I'm waiting for him to call me back, to see if maybe I have some sort of insurance, because that was my mom's insurance. I also want to go in, because as you know, I couldn't donate plasma back, you know, in Clearwater. I'm back in Northport now, and the reason why I couldn't donate was because I didn't have, like, you know, an address. They didn't count the shelter as an address, but, you know, I'm back home now, so I have an address now, and I googled if they donate plasma in Northport, and they actually do. So I know I have a mail somewhere here, bitch, and I'm gonna get that mail, and then I'm gonna go and see if I could donate, just to have some extra cash in my pocket or whatever. I finished my very first release song. I finished it and I sent it off to MC33 or whatever, the record label I'm working with. I sent it off to them, and now we're just working on cover art and talking about distributing royalties and like all like the business side of things and stuff like that. Getting a release date. Whenever I do get a release date, I would definitely let y'all know. Super excited, and I can't wait for all of you guys to hear it. One last thing that I also am going to do today is apply for jobs. I want to start working as soon as possible, because the sooner I can start working, the better, because I'll be able to put myself into music lessons and ukulele lessons and stuff like that. Like, I want to put myself in things to avoid being alone and isolated as much as possible. Like, I'm really like needing to like be in the world now. I'm gonna enroll myself into some things that I'm interested in. I'm going to teach myself how to roller skate. Go to a skate park. Yeah, there's literally I know where a skate park is, and I have roller skates, and just teach myself how to roller skate there. Maybe meet people. Like, I'm going to just go out and be in the world now, because I'm seeing that's what I'm being pushed to. So yeah, I'm gonna just take you guys along with me. Okay, just to give you guys a little update. I literally got dressed and everything for no reason, because I thought this place donated plasma, but I called them and they don't donate plasma. So then I looked up, like, okay, like the closest plasma donating place around this area, and there's like none around like the Sarasota County area. Good news, I was able to find out what insurance I have find their number and then get my ID number with the insurance to figure out the coverage and all this. I was able to figure all that out, and then I called my therapist and gave him all the information, and he matched me up with a therapist in Punta Gorda, but he first wants to call her and call her and ask if she has any, like, you know, openings available for me. And so I'm just waiting for that call back right now. Let me see on my to-do list here. Call insurance, then that, job hunt, I have to do that still. Okay, so yeah, the only thing I have left to do on my list is job hunt. I'm not alone, and I'm not alone. I'm not by myself. I'm not in a world where nobody loves me. I'm not just being abused by people that don't care about me. No. I'm present with people. I have people, and I'm not alone. Life just is what it is. It's like a big part of my pain is like these fucking cliches. Life is beautiful. Life is magical. Happiness is a choice. When it's like, bro, I am dying for some realism, bro. Like, life just is what the fuck it is. That's realism. It's not, life is not beautiful. Life is not ugly. Because you could ask 5 people what life is, and they'll all give you different answers, but you'll still agree to every single one of those answers. You won't be like, okay, the third person was right, but everyone else was wrong. No, like, there's so many different ways you can describe life that there's no one truth. If you just say life just is what it is, it encapsulates all of the other truths of what life is. You get what I'm saying? So to say life is beautiful is fucking bullshit, because you can also say life is tragic, life is hard, life is fun, life is magical, life just is what it fucking is. That's the answer. All of those other answers are correct, but they're not the complete overall picture. So you could just keep going forever and ever and ever. And this is what this was the main cause of my depression, and a lot of other, like, people who's truth seekers and into this shit. It's a big part of our depression, because knowledge is fucking endless, and it gets to the point where you just want to fucking kill yourself, because you can't stop thinking, you can't stop calculating, you can't stop putting truths together. And it's till you realize that life just is what the fuck it is, you're gonna be in the rabbit hole forever. I swear. It's true. It's true. You're going to be in the rabbit hole forever, and it's going to drive you, like, you're going to fucking end up killing yourself if you don't get to the point where you just understand, like, you know what, life just is, like, that's the truth. That's the overall truth of it all. It just is what it is. People be like, okay, life is just an experience. That's not. Life just is what it is, because you could still go further with that. Why are we here? Just to experience. Well, why do we want to experience? You see how you could just keep fucking going, like, down into the rabbit hole, more. But when you say life just is what it is, there's no further way you can go further than that. Like, you finally reached the end of the rabbit hole. Like, you finally made it out the fucking maze of your own mind. Like, that's it. Like, it just is what it is. All the other answers just puts you back down into a deeper fucking, another maze, another rabbit hole, another series of putting things together, and it gets to a point where it's crazy. And if you've been on your journey since 2020, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've been diving into these conspiracy theories and stuff like that since 2020, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's endless. It's endless. You will never be satisfied with any. It's endless. Because there is no one true answer. There's many different ways to put them. So it just is what it is. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. So this is just a rough draft. I'm not even done with it, but I'm gonna just explain it to y'all real quick. This is your spirit inside a spaceship. The spaceship being your mind. The mind being idea and a thought put together, creating a mind, and you in that mind, riding in your spaceship. These are worlds, different mentalities, right? different just different worlds to get in. I'd say maybe perceptions. I don't have the anyway. So you know what I'm saying? You in a spaceship, and what's the space in between, right? Like, what is you flying in, right? That's God. That's nothing. All of these are some things. See how this is like a world? I'm gonna draw all these circles just like this one. The picture's just not done yet, right? There ain't none to figure out. There's only shit to get out of. When you're in a world, it's all cloggy and foggy and stuff. But then you get out of it, outside looking in, and it becomes clear of what the fuck you was just in, of what the fuck you was in, and you out of it now, and now you can go and get into something else, or you know what I'm saying, just stay with God, you know what I'm saying, which is all possibilities. It is what it is, no thing at all. Okay, there ain't none to figure out, only things to get out of. You lost in something, in a world, a perception, you lost in something, a creation, okay, and you're trying to search within the creation, right? You're trying to search within it, trying to figure it out. That's searching, when what you need to do is stand still, and time will bring you up over it, aka over time you'll get over it, and then now you'll be outside, right? You'll be outside of the creation, looking in. You'll see it clearly, and all you did was stop searching, stop figuring it out, stand still, and then naturally you shedded. Naturally you shedded that weight. Naturally you got over it. See how this is physically over the situation, the creation? There's nothing to figure out, only shit to get out of. Period. Stop searching. Start healing. Hey guys, so give you guys a little update or whatever. I went on Instagram and I saw my brother posted like a little job thing. So I was like, I need a job. So I hit him up, and he connected me with his girlfriend via Zoom, and you know, she hooked me up, and we got to talking. It's just insurance and investing, guys. I'm still trying to get a good quality camera, and I'm still trying to buy a YouTube channel. Like, I'm still trying to get these basic sources of income. Once I get them, I could just start growing them. So yeah, I wanted to start like storytelling and stuff, but my mom doesn't want me to put any videos out on the internet because of the state of this room. Like, it looks really bad, and so she's like, she don't want people on the internet seeing that, so she doesn't want me to post. She's like, wait until I fix up your room before you start recording videos again. But yeah, and I've really just been spending the day just doing shadow work, really, as y'all seen. Just been doing shadow work. But yeah, I've got a job lined up. See, I'm going to therapy. Not really goals, but skill sets. Hobbies that I love to do, that I want to master, like singing, storytelling, and playing an instrument like the guitar. I think I've reached peace, guys. I really think I have. Now it's just living the rest of my life, integrating it, really cementing it, setting it in stone. Like, I'm in peace now. I'm gonna end this vlog here. Vlog number 10. Should I just make this only like a 10? No, I'm not. I'm gonna keep the series going. I'm gonna keep the series going. It's just, should I keep the series going? Cause it feels right to kind of just end the series here. And start a new one. Start a new one. You know, the Days of Nothingness series. I feel like it's done. We'll let God decide. Bye guys.